4 for the season. You know, absolutely insane numbers. There was just like one series that they missed in there. So paiN, super impressive. Probably one of their best maps, if not their best, especially on that domestic level. So this is going to be difficult for Legacy. I could have seen it for the MIBR game. This one is, for me, a stretch too far. Even though it's by the finest of margins that like Anubis is quoted as their go-to kind of perma pick these days, Nuke was always that map. So I'm with it. I think paiN have got all the right makings to be the team. Oh, and biggest is putting the team on his back. Kills with the jewel. He's making it look so easy. And it's such a simple pistol. Not even getting a look in there for Legacy. Welcome to the paiN train. And they are looking good. They are looking happy straight out of the gate. They're like, listen, man, biggest said in the interview, didn't he? He's like, I know what's up. I'm in the head. I've played with Nekiz before. I know what's going to happen. And I think that's what's just happened there. He's like, yo, it's going to be a B rush. And they've absolutely farmed it. Incredible stuff. Yeah, because, you know, realistically, Nekiz learned sort of everything from biggest. I mean, his best stints were under him as that IGL. Obviously, he's been with them for such a long time. And when he moved on towards this side, it was the question marks of, you know, how can he deliver on his own now that he doesn't have this kind of star IGL alongside him? And, you know, Legacy haven't been doing bad by any means, but, you know, biggest, that's for sure. And this is a cool thing. I'm really looking forward to seeing the clash, like, head-to-head of the calling, because in the same vein, you know, we can talk about Nekiz. He played under biggest for so long, and he's an IGL with kind of his own sort of ways he wants to play. They know each other so well that they're going to just know all of these small little tendencies that normally sort of just go slightly unchecked. Not for these guys. And this is what's going to make this this Nuke very interesting. And the fact that paiN get a seed-side start on top of that as well is pretty important. Katowice ready to go here. Will spot the shadows out nice and early as well. Back in for a bit more. Mows them down, drops that bomb, gets the reload off as well for good measure. And he has played that to perfection. Nothing they could do to stop him. Nice 4K coming in. Lots of money being made on the MP9. Will we see a move across to another rifle? It would be nice, but I think a lot of teams, of course, love the bonus buy. Yeah, especially on CT side as well. They just like having just some sort of knowledge of long-term econ. Very simple second round there. Of course, with no bomb plant in the prior, no kill in the prior, there was no way that we were going to see some sort of a force buy out for Legacy. So now we get the buy coming through. Double Galil alongside the triple AK-47. And just as big as Era said in the interview there with Mike, no. And that's sort of what we've seen. There's been no little look-in, really, at all for this Legacy side in a loose term of the word derby. Obviously, derby being loose because Legacy played on North America. So they don't actually play each other all too much domestically. I mean, who knows when they've even kind of scrimmed each other, in all honesty, right? Because the ping's probably still pretty hefty. I think it was earlier in the MIBR matchup that the interview there, they said, we haven't really played this team in a long time. So we don't quite know what to expect. They've been there since just before the Copenhagen RMR. That's when they moved over to North America. So, I mean, it is actually, when you think about it, as much as it doesn't feel like a long time ago as the first CS2 major, it actually is now. Yeah, it is indeed a while. And in terms of, you know, esports time, in terms of the rotation of tournaments, it is quite a long time. It's a good, solid 3 seasons, I think, now of NAECL they've been playing in. So. And they're doing pretty good, in all fairness. What do we have here for this round, though? Not the best of starts. A minute gone already. Legacy a man down and another one hanging on by a thread. Barely any damage done as well over towards the CT side. Yeah, they don't have to move. They don't have to change up here. Big Uzera, he's got the angle. He can play confidently, and he will indeed laying down some of that braggadociousness here. Really well done. Drops back. You know, they're just playing like a team with control. That's one of the great things about paiN, is that they will keep the fights going. They will overface. Brilliant. And they will indeed just absolutely ruin you. That is a perfect round. And again, I mean, this is so simple for paiN. And, you know, the issue is the Legacy at times, they do like to really slow things down, especially on the T side, because they're the ones who set the tempo. They like play this very drawn-out style of play, but really nice work. There was a dink that comes with that smoke, and then they just sees him off. Super simple stuff. And yeah, paiN on really breaking a sweat at the moment. It's been nice and easy, exactly what you want to see. There's definitely question marks as well about why this map's even been let through. As much as Anubis, like we said, is generally seen as the go-to pick for paiN at the moment, the Nuke was always that map. I mean, biggest has always been incredible on this map. Every iteration of paiN have had a very solid Nuke under their belt, and Katowice plays that well as well.
Good for the first, he sticks around. Up close for the second, runs the Rambo on the MP9. The USPS can't quite convert, so Doomau will get his first.
He is the first death for paiN as well in this fourth round.
Oh.
May well be the only one. Looks, however, oh, it's been bested. He did spot him there just on the periphery, but Neck has already had the shot lined up. This is now space on A. It doesn't quite pan out, unfortunately. Bomb dropped outside is the one difficult thing here, so that is hard for Legacy to stomach, I think. If Lato or Neck has had the bomb, we'd have a plant right now, but that is not the world in which we live. I like the drop-down vent. It's somewhat creative, somewhat unexpected, a different avenue to try and retrieve this bomb.
Yeah, Snow might be in trouble here. I don't think he's going to check this at all. Should be an easy one. It was a little bit more labor than you'd want. paiN got to lead by example here. The IGL thrust into 1 versus 2. There's the first. He knows the second is over towards Secret. Spots him crossing as well. Time ticking. Bomb on his back. Neck is hightailing it. These two know each other well. Mentioned in the interview, but Neck is just running all the way to site. He wants his bomb plant first, and then we'll talk about the round.
Ooh, moving to double as well here gives a bit of a reset chance for Nekiz. Of course, no armor for him. Just trying to tag him down. Really well played. Pre-firing around that corner, not committing into the fights. He knows that he can't with the lack of armor. So really nicely played 1v1 there. It felt like Big Guzera had that round under wraps, to be honest with you, right? He was in a really good spot. Find that next kill. And a very winnable 1v1 for him. But as I say, he went to the double doors, opting not to give the direct fight across. And it is an unlikely win for Legacy. Could really turn into something substantial here.
It's true. I mean, I guess the one little saving grace is the fact that that was still the remnants of that bonus fight. So because of that, there's plenty of cash left in the back pockets. And, you know, of course, NQZ is going to get his favorite AWP out. Lux gets spammed down as he'll deliver a little bit of damage himself towards Barton. Opening duels, no kills just yet, but a fair decent amount of HP ticked off. Where's the play? Looks like we want to go towards outside. They've just got to be careful of that AWP. But it looks like I think it's tunnel vision a little bit over towards main more than... Yeah, so main towards, you know, sort of short outside control. So they can actually work, you know, red crate if they really want to, full contact.
May well do just that. One smoke out. NQC, though, goes digging. That second is pretty nasty. He'll take some damage in the toes, but he's able to survive it. He's done his work for this round, right? So again, just becomes holding down this area of the map, trying not to die for free. Drop down in towards Mini. Got to be careful here. Lux comes out on top, however, and those rifles, of course, have come to support the situation. And again, another flawless round in from paiN. The rifle play looks pretty damn good here. Yeah, very nicely done. Great response as well, just making sure that it's completely inexpensive, so there's no sort of money woes. Not that there really would be. You know, we were coming in towards that round with kind of Katowice had 3.5k left in the back pocket after his fight, and that all came from the quad kill with the MP9. Just built up so much cash, but NQZ, good work. And I think, especially for NQZ, I think he plays that really calm. You know, he gets the opening 2 kills, which is great. There's even an argument that may be a slight overextension for that repeat for the second, but he's so confident. And then he just falls away. And when he starts getting tapped down in the toes, he makes sure that there's no chance of him falling. Just his being alive is enough to keep them questioning. Swing in towards Katowice. Another opening kill for him. Now 4-0 in opening duels. He's making life look easy, and they're doubling back towards that lobby control, and there's so much top site presence. Again, though, slows back down, pulls away on the side of Legacy. I don't really know that they're going to be able to do too much in this round now, to be honest. They had that Hail Mary AK.
They feel a little lost, don't they? Just a little questioning of themselves.
Ooh, NQZ may well be part of that question, to be honest. We've had some really good individual looks here. Katowice on the ecos, Big Guzera and NQZ with the rifles. So not much coming. And this is the thing, in these kinds of rounds, you want to be like one headshot with the deagle. You know, you want one guy to find some success, to just be like, okay, they are human, they are beatable. But at the moment, with 6 rounds of play and everyone on the board's only got 1 death, It's got nothing at all. NQZ, oh yes, he's fired up after that. Some great shots being hit here. He's really got Garage on lock.
Love to see as well. Really nice quad kill. I mean, obviously you can sit back and say, oh, it was primarily only pistols, but they're really nice fights to find. They were starting to scale up towards outside control, and he does a really good job of just shutting it down. The repeat from Lato, questionable, but they were out of ideas. But that fourth and final kill that he gets there, fantastic work. Well, look at this man, Nekkers. He's got to try and call them out of a bit of a hole here. They are struggling, this Legacy side. Really not looking good. And Sadzin and Barton yet to get on the board in terms of kills. Lato and Dumao, who are meant to be the two sort of main people you look at in terms of numbers, barely doing anything at the moment. It is not the showing. And then especially when you look at the other side, Katowice, 8-1, bigazera, 7-1, NQZ, 9-1. Bless him, poor Snow, 1-1, but he's just doing his job. No one's coming his way.
Yeah, he's all good, man. Nice little find here from Nekkers as he's thread the needle through the smoke. There's a lot of players on this A-bomb site to get through. NQZ trying to make a play, does get taken down. It's Snow for the two-piece, however, up top. There's kills all over the place. When the dust settles, 1 versus 2 here. Low HP, but Lux does not care. Brilliant finds from him in the end to just tie the bow on that round.
This, again, just when paiN feel a bit of pressure on their shoulders, they make it stick. And it makes us question, how are Legacy going to find a way back into this? They've got to change something. Something's got to give. I don't think they can allow for this T-side to be rough and to be a little worse for wear. A pretty big gap towards main that allows bigazera to fall there, but they plug it so quickly. Snow, massive 3K from him as well, has to be said. The youngster playing up and towards Mustang, and he just does such a good job. Gets the first, doesn't fall, repositions a little bit for the second, gets a third off the back of it. Really easy stuff. So, yeah, attack pulse gets called here, and well, for Legacy, I think primarily it's about getting Chucky involved, and he's a very, very experienced coach. Somebody who has a lot of tenure. He has to try and change something, because at the moment, everything is going up in the air. Normally, we look towards Nuke, and we always like to say, whenever we cast it, 5 rounds, T-side. If you get 5 rounds, I think it's really workable. That is an absolute hope and a prayer right now. I mean, even getting 4 feels unlikely.
Yeah, to be honest, it's absolutely wild. Domination here from paiN. And unfortunately, what we were expecting, Legacy have done well in their opening matchup. paiN, much harder.
True.
Much, much harder, and you've played them on this map. So I think Legacy will be happy with the fact that they're in the upper bracket, and they may well have a chance at it, and of course still have that lower bracket to go through. These kinds of rounds have not looked too bad though. Bit more pocket, bit more thinking required. NQZ continues hitting ridiculous shots to bring it into just 3 Ts to get through now. Looks downstairs, is somewhat panicked, and nearly goes down to the first. Now has support. I think is indeed going to fall. It's a nice couple of flashes. He's hidden behind the door. He's hidden behind the door. Just gets spamming. Sadzin does take him down. He's all alone now. The dink lands. And maybe 6 or 7 years ago, that would have been a kill, but no longer for the P250. Round is secured by paiN.
Yeah, I'm just looking as well. Over the span of the last sort of 12 months, this side, they've actually played quite a few games together against each other. None of which have been on Nuke, first of all. But I'm even quite surprised. I mean, we're looking at kind of like a CCT South America. So that just means Legacy were just playing online, which must have been crazy ping. No wonder they lost both maps 13-5. But the way things are panning out right now, it feels like that might be more of the same. 7-1, a scoreline that normally you Brazilians hate, but they're loving it right now if you paiN.
Ooh. There's the kill though. Looks with a keen find. Snow coming in as well. Do feel for the obs. It's all over the place right now. However, the bomb slowly making its way downstairs. Sadzin's got space. He's got a frag as well, a little ahead of time. They didn't give him the respect. Nekkers actually has pulled away and is thinking about the A-bomb site instead. So this is a very difficult round to comprehend in your mind, to consider in your mind. bigazera seems savvy that something is up, just loses the fight out. 2 versus 2, still very winnable here for paiN.
Snow's normally that A-side anchor. They don't know where he is, and well, he actually will get caught. He rotates back in via main. NQZ thrust into actually a winnable 1 versus 2. Despite it being an AWP and a retake, they're just so low. If you can get this first, take down on the ladder, a little bit of fortune can go its way. He's spamming and hoping it's not working for him, and pop shots aren't going to help either. Unfortunately, now the ruse is up, and he can't give this one a go. If he had managed to even get a little bit on the ladder, there might have been something to say there. But I don't think it'll be the case. But sticking around for extra kills, I still think it's the right call. Got an AK, though. He might try and keep that alive. They have plenty of money, so he can buy back in towards his AWP next round. No worries there. Any extra kills would be nice. I don't know if he's going to be given that luxury. It seems like he's completely sort of given up that idea. So Nekis is out of there. Understandably, he's 2 points of HP, and Sadson going to make a bit of a run for it himself, also being low. Legacy finally going to get a round on the board, which makes us feel quite comfortable in the way in which they found it. Good work coming through from Nekis, staying up on towards that hot position, waiting for the opportunity to rise, and against his former IGL, he delivers well.
Yeah, a keen round, as I said, something that felt a bit desperate, felt a bit questionable, but that was exactly what they wanted to lean into. Just ever so slightly over-facing in places as well on the paiN side of things. That's how it goes when you've had 7 very solid rounds on your CT end. Can't buy AK, of course, saved across for biguzera. NQZ back on the AWP, so back to Crazy Flicks. We'll see. First kill comes in. It's biguzera onto Nekis with the smoke break. Molotov to slow down that secret push. Dumao. Oh, Dumao. Oh, Katowice is like, yeah, come right through, man. And just takes him in the side of the head. 5 versus 3, still committing to this downstairs play.
At least they've got that control. Down towards secret. And a 5 versus 3 is not easy. It helps with biguzera and Katowice being a little worse for wear, but Snow doesn't need to peek. Just jumping for information. They go around this corner, and Snow going to get clipped. That'll change things. In this 4 versus 3, it makes it doable. We're still yet to see damage dealt over towards the 3 remaining Legacy players. There might be something on the cards here. biguzera makes a move, catches Lato, and doesn't stick around for seconds. Smart play from the IGLs. He dips back, drops a smoke. Makes this a lot tougher. Plenty of time, though. 45 seconds, and they've not committed fully to the site. Look at this position, though, from Katowice, and he gets a lot of damage off.
Yeah, biguzera is just absolutely paramount to this round, though. You can see how uncertain they are of the area behind them now. Katowice slightly changed angles, does get taken down. Is there any more? 20 seconds left. They're going to try and go upstairs. I mean, biguzera, again, is going to have perfect timing for this. Seems to have an idea. Gets caught. Is his life worth the trade-off? 10 seconds to get the plant in here. Looks good. Cancel it. I don't think that's fully hidden away. Gets the kill at the very least, so it gives them the advantage. It's all going to be down to the AWP.
They know. They know where he is. He was holding for both of them, and he only spotted one cross, so he knows he had to have dipped in towards at least somewhere around vent or in through single. It might just be a stick play here as well. Saturn's hoping he's bluffing, but NQZ's got other ideas. Stick and a win. Nice and simple. They can allow the bomb to go down. I mean, even that could have been denied by Lux, to be honest.
Yeah, very true. I mean, it's difficult to know, and again, you don't want to throw your life away to a fake or something like that.
Chaotic round, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Every round to be chaotic, in all fairness. You kind of mentioned it.
It is this man, though. It is this man. I think he finds a key kill, keeps them at bay, you know, denies them an area, and they just really did not want to fully dedicate in because they were like, oh, okay, they actually know about us downstairs way ahead of, you know our whereabouts way ahead of schedule. Looks ready and raring to go on the edge of the smoke here. Here's the footsteps of another. Can't quite find that kill. However, they are ready for the A-burst. So many bodies around. And again, paiN in the right place at the right time for number 9.
Yeah, well played. I just making sure that in that kind of, again, the carnage of that sort of situation, that they just have the ability to trade. They've just got the numbers. It's simple as, and everything's starting to slot itself into place. Everyone's stepping up to the plate. Everyone's having their moments. Even, of course, Snow was a little bit quiet earlier as Lux starts things off. He has the support of Snow, who makes sure there's no trade coming out of Hot, but more importantly, drops the bomb as well. NQZ very quick to rotate off Heaven down in towards the site to support. So it's not been the half of dreams. It's safe to say for Legacy. Up to a third would be nice to maybe have something out of this. It's a quick move, but held for by biguzera. Against his former comrade, he knows all of Nekis' tricks.
Yeah, flying in, love a good run boost. Don't see them as much in CS2, it feels like.
Especially not that one as well. It's a little bit of a slight... Because it means you avoid the AWPer too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shame it amounts to nothing.
Indeed. Maybe that's why we don't see it as much, to be fair. Because I think mini, main, whatever you want to call it, is such a paramount area.
Yeah. You don't really need to fight these days, do you, as well?
Yeah, yeah. And when you've got NQZ playing this well also, yeah, you don't need rifling presence outside. And now he's able to actually aggress into the cross.
They've got smokes. They should use these to cross. Or at least get rid of his position.
You would hope.
No.
Oh, yeah, indeed. They just don't give him enough respect, unfortunately, because they're there to help him out. Doom out. Remaining alone. They know where he's at. He's trying to just, you know, get something. They're even mollying him. Feels a bit BM to a certain extent. He will be flanked out in the end. 10-2 at the turn of the half. Perfect stuff from paiN on their CT side.
Well, safe to say a less than adequate first half out for Legacy. They just could not get going. 10-2. paiN have made that first half look oh so easy. And if they get a pistol around here, I mean, it's more than safe to say, surely, Scriv, this game is absolutely over. But we might have to wait for that. It seems to Mao, Sadzin, Nekkers, and Lato all having a look in, and a flawless pistol. So game maybe not over just yet.
Well, this would be the classic national derby. Yes, we've said, indeed, Legacy playing up in North America at the moment, but if a game goes absolutely crazy, I think South American teams are the ones to do it, particularly against each other. But it is the first step in a long road. It's going to be difficult. There is no beating around that bush. I don't know where that one really comes from. It's got to be something to do with like hunting birds.
I googled it once, but
beating around the bush.
I can't remember. Same like while we say like a kettle of fish.
Yeah.
I googled that one as well.
Who's put fish in a kettle?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, who's done that?
Silly fella.
Poor fish. Fish. Listen, man, we tried making tea out of everything back in the day.
Lasso heard the door open, but then closed again very abruptly. Of course, paiN no forced buy in here. So it is feeling, I was going to say it's feeling very much kind of tack pause about the tack pause type vibes. The biggest area isn't even talking, so maybe not so much. They've got an idea. Just try and overwhelm over towards Ram, see if they can cross, get that bomb down. That'd be lovely. And Dumal's having his fair share of problems here. And actually, 4 of them are going to get it down. And Big Azera can now remain up here and try and catch any rotations. It doesn't mean they'll get a plant through, but I say that they just might. They're going to come a little bit late, and it actually doesn't even kill him. So a bomb plant is already a small win in this sort of a round.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So well played there. Just protect the president kind of thing. Can they get any kills to go alongside it, though? Would be really, really nice. Cherry on top of the round, of course. Does look a little uncomfortable here from Legacy, but, you know, it's always scary. And again, you don't want to give them anything. I think that becomes part of the call that it's like, okay, we're going to win, but we have to win cleanly, guys. Let's play this one super well. And they do just that. So keeping that comeback train going.
Yeah. Safe to even maybe make a bit of an argument saying if we had seen a force buy out there for paiN, if they had kind of Tech 9s and armor and a bit of util, they actually could have, you know, won that round, but in terms of like surviving and picking up guns and maybe working. One of the few times where I like that force buy call, but in the end, all they were looking for is the bomb plant, and it means they don't have to dip in towards Galil. We can get AKs across the board, full belt to util alongside it. All the trimmings, and exactly what we need to see for paiN if they want to get closer and closer to closing out this series. And putting Legacy a little bit on the chopping block too. Got that upset earlier, but it's a different kettle of fish when it comes towards paiN.
Nice, man. In the business, we call that a callback to give the illusion of structure to our casts.
Stop telling our secrets.
Yeah, sorry. Right, let's see. paiN, they've got their first real opportunity here to just crush Legacy under the boot. Taking it very, very patiently, though, really not moving forwards. You know, yes, you can play a less aggressive game, but you see a lot of T sides, they'll edge forwards with the smokes and whatnot, right? Like trying to deny information away. I get that, but these guys are not moving right now.
I wonder how much of this is a read as well. Maybe they know that in force buys Legacy's tendency is to try and fight or something, and they're expecting some sort of pop or a play towards outside. I mean, Big Azera is going to contact all the way. He won't cross, though. He's still sticking around a little bit too long. In all fairness, it's Sadzin takes the initial point of damage. The first fight goes the way of Big Azera. Lato gets caught. And already not bad there. Snow starts to move towards outside, and they're wrapping towards their side, but they don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, there's a lot of options available, but Legacy have got pretty much every single entrance, every single choke point covered off, so it all really depends on how they play. Sadzin does well for one, the spacing not quite there, NQZ does well to take him out, 15 seconds to get the bomb down, there's nobody on the site itself. It is certainly touch and go for a moment, but they do make their way in, get that plant, and probably force the save out here. So an unorthodox one from paiN, being really cheeky, see what we can get away with. We've got so many rounds in advantage, right? Big Azera just walking as far as they will allow him is a very ridiculous kind of notion, but it works out.
It's true. Well, we'll save. Keep hold of what we've got, being that of an M4 and a FAMAS. And we can buy back around it as well, so at least we've got something to work with in that sense. But still a very long road to recovery. That goes without saying. paiN up to 11 now, 2 rounds away from closing out this map/series. In a best of one, of course, to move forward. And the main thing as well being that, you know, seeing off this group in that top spot and kind of booking in towards the playoffs is such a nice little guarantee. Having that break, having that opportunity to, you know, rest up, but more importantly, prepare for the final day. I mean, it can be a little bit cutthroat. You can end up playing a lot of Counter-Strike on that day. You know, you got 3 maps in your semis, and then The same thing as well moving forward. You can have a lot of Counter-Strike, and sometimes you can get the short end of the straw if you drop in towards that lower bracket. You have to really slog if you want that chance of a grand final. So having the ability to take a bit of rest and prepare for whoever they're going to be up against next is a big thing. Of course, there's that buy back in. Quick play though, biggest error. AK trying to get active here as well. Knows there's one backside, but trades go back and forth, but it's Snow with a double. The baby face killer for 2. Cracks open the A site, and already, I think they're not even tempted by the save. They were until Nekkis gets one of his own. But still the numbers favor paiN, and this round doesn't really feel very doable.
So well done here from paiN to completely change things up, testing Legacy in a different way this time around. And you are indeed correct. I think glass cannon AWP, right? It's just not going to happen. You have to reluctantly hold on to your weapons. Legacy have not had a look in with the rifles pretty much in the entirety of this game. I think we've had 1 rifle round from them out of the 4 that they've won. So
yeah,
absolutely incredible stuff from paiN. And we've talked about a number of the teams coming into this tournament. You know, Falcons is the one that turns the most heads, I think, just because of, indeed, the headline that goes along with it and the expectations that that team always has every single tournament that they enter into.
Exactly.
Bait, maybe you've mentioned as like a dark horse. I think paiN, for me, are the most consistent, stable team coming into the tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe Eternal Fire, you could also argue there as well. I think that their sights are set a little further ahead than this one.
Sure.
paiN can look at this and be like, okay, we can win.
Yeah.
We can win. We can definitely win this. We can take down some European competition. And I think they'll be feeling pretty confident heading into the Americas RMR already, regardless of where this event ends up for them. But I think they really could win this.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like, you know, for paiN, I would say they're like one of those teams that like, they're not like a Liquid maybe or a Fury, which I feel like a lock-ins or a Complexity, which is lock-ins, but I think they've got a very, very good chance of making it. And it'd be one of those things I'd be more surprised if they didn't make it than if they did through the Americas RMR. I'm a big fan of paiN. I just love what they've been doing. They won a challenger before as well.
Yep.
One of my first ever challengers. I think it might even be my first ever challenger in all fairness. Way back at Melbourne, back in the day. paiN for 2. Nekkis is going to get one of his own as well. Plant might come through here. The spam from Nekkis is really good, and Snow now thrust into what feels like a bit of an impossible 1 versus 3. It's the question of, does he get cleared by the MP9 up close? The damage not going to be dealt there by the MP9, but Nekkis has a hell of a round. 3 kills to his name, and one of it through the smoke, which is uber important to give that retake some legs.
So there you are. As soon as I call them out for not winning a rifle round, they do. Keep the game extended for the time being. It is still not going to be an easy ride here, particularly I feel, you know, this map can be hard to get going.
Absolutely,
give me 2 or 3 rifle rounds, you know, consistently in a row, and I think they could potentially make paiN work for this.
I would say, in this situation, I wouldn't consider it until we got to like maybe like 12-9, I think is maybe where I could look at it. Maybe 12-10. But yeah, 12-9 of it being optimistic. Anything before that, I'm still like locked in. paiN are going to see this off eventually, even if they like stumble over the line. And it's these sort of rounds as well, you have to be a little scary. Or a little bit scared of, may I say. One person's a deagle shot, and who knows?
Oh, nice from Sadzin. Up close and personal, makes the shotgun AWP work. Nekkis needed a bailout, and he will indeed get it. So, looks good here. These early kills can elude you. That felt like it was on, not quite. Just got to be careful again when you're on the comeback train. Don't want to be expending too much cash. Try not to give any kills away. Sadzin continues fragging out, so comfortable against the quicker pistol rounds, it would seem.
Yeah. That's the simple one. Even with the Hero AK, not done a hell of a lot. So a very simple round, ultimately. Tech 9 at a P250. Consolation kills is basically all they're looking for. A bomb plant feels completely off the cards. Snow spotted. Nade will come down. Kawhi's will be the one who really chunks the most of it. And paiN closes it. Nice and simple stuff. Not a round that we're really looking into all too much regardless. So, back into the investment. Could have an open play as well if they wanted it for NQZ. We'll see what the plan is, though. I do think Legacy are starting to build something, but it's still just such a long way off them getting to the point of saying, right, the retakes, the resurgence is on and the comebacks on the table here. One more needed. They don't go for the AWP here. Rifles across the board. Might be a bit of a quicker round as well if they haven't gone for that AWP. They might try and get up in their face, but Neck is ready to meet them here towards red.
paiN going back to the slow play. They had really picked up the pace in their last couple of rifle rounds. Neck is, though, good read here.
It's the bomb.
Gonna find a clean one, yeah, and just take that. Don't get greedy, don't need any more. And as you say, good information on where the bomb is at and the fact that, once again, paiN are so far back here. Yeah,
now they're going to be super nervous about Neck is just continuing to wrap around, or at least just waiting towards outside. So Yuto being set up now by Snow. He has another Molotov at his feet too. So once he throws the first, he can line up the second straight off the back of it, which makes me feel like they're going to go for that A-pop, but it might be a double pump, or even a fake. Drop one Molotov in towards top part, maybe try and bait out some sort of Yuto and response out of Legacy. Time is ticking a little bit. The second molly picked up then now. We still haven't committed towards a fight. 45 seconds. We've got to make a decision here, paiN. And Big Azera's obviously got a call from the grave.
Waiting to release this utility here. Lato is the danger man that they've got to deal with. He actually bails on the angle. The Molotov is enough to push him away. Can't stop them diving down the vent. So it's a nice variation on that vent dive. Smoke here, Dumao trying to spam away, can't stop them, so bomb's going to get planted, but they have used absolutely everything to make this happen. Snow with a big kill, takes the big nade damage. It's all over the place. Neck is good position for him. He's got to find a kill here before they make their way in towards that bomb site. Try and give the numbers back. The HP is there, but the numbers not so much. All moving in from double, however. There's no one on the site itself from paiN to stop them gaining control, and so they will indeed take them one by one, control the fights, and stay alive.
A little bit too passive for me there, paiN, in that situation. I know Snow's low, but they really stand off the site and hope that they can sort of just play that post bomb, but from a real far back position. It doesn't work out for them. And it does give Legacy the opportunity to retake with only the one casualty in that retake too. Not a bad effort. It started well with Neckers moving towards outside, and even despite the little hiccup in the mid-round and the bomb going down, pretty well played there, right at the tail end. They know can use the numbers in their favor. They know they've got the kit to work with too. Legacy will put up a 7th on the board. The bomb plant's good, sure, with the loss bonus, but I don't know it's going to be enough to facilitate a buy. Hence why we're heading towards attack pause, and an opportunity for Big Azera here to have some sort of a conversation himself. I mean, I think he can quite clearly see that they are losing a little bit of control, and Legacy are ramping up really well.
Yeah, it could get worrying here for sure in the next few moments. I think if you really wanted to be anal about it, you could have taken a timeout before this, but this is about the barrier, for me at least.
Not seeing too much as well from Rick, the coach. He's primarily Big Azera is the one, right? This is what we need to do. This is the game plan. They aren't going to opt for the force buy. So a lower buy in towards this one. NQG has probably enough money now for an open towards the next, which is a good thing. Kasadin started to look okay. Especially in that retake at the end, he got a very important kill to give them space to get on towards the site.
Yeah, definitely more comfortable on the CT side, I think. A bit more consistent of an AWP buy as well, I suppose, is one of the things to consider, just because they have managed to get better control of their economy here. Gonna see that a execute come in once again here from paiN, whether they go for their flashy little dive or if they try and hit the site itself remains to be seen, but in terms of the nade setup, in terms of the positioning, it's pretty much exactly the same as the previous round.
Yeah. Only difference, I guess, is that Neck isn't wrapped all the way around. Won't catch anybody just yet. Molotov over towards Old Ven, smoking towards Mini. I like this. Lato is just on the edge of that smoke. I don't know if he's going to be clear. They tried to dive, but they get stuck on each other. And it all sort of falls apart. Big Azera will get a kill of his own, but he's all that's left. So it's probably going to be nothing short of a consolation. And he might even just try and save the AK.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I think very well read from Legacy in this round as well, by the way. Completely changing their setup. You see where Lato is at. It was the one area in the previous round that kind of got overlooked was the back vent. So really solid stuff in that sense. They maybe are starting to get the upper hand in terms of the calling and the mind games. Each round makes us doubt more and more what paiN are going to be able to do to respond to this Legacy surge, this second wind.
Oh, this one's seen off. paiN will just keep hold of the AK. paiN struggling to get the all-elusive 13th round to see off this game. And Legacy, slowly but surely chipping away at this deficit, bit by bit, moment by moment. And players who started super well, you know, Katowice, especially on towards that CT side, his opening duel attempts were really solid. He was, you know, he finds himself 5 and 3 right now, but he was always in the thick of it to start things off. And on T side, not as much. Lux is the one trying, but ultimately failing too. 12-8, only 4 rounds in it. It's not impossible. Lose this round here, probably low buy-in towards the next. That gets Legacy up towards 10. That's 1 gun round in the difference. So if we're thinking about it logically, there's only 2 gun rounds in between. Just as I spoke about Katowice as an opening attempt, though, there he is. He steps up for his 6th successful opening duel. And that's an important one because it gives her the numbers and he doesn't die.
Snow. Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. Not
that might have been heard,
taking the fight. Yeah, that is true.
The scrunch of the trousers. I think that probably would have been heard.
It's not a hop, skip, and a jump to assume that someone's in there. However, Nekiz has again got the information and the push through here. Found the gap. Oh, took him a moment to spot that player, but will indeed find a late trade onto Katowice.
Oh.
Catch outside as well. They are unaware, I think, with that M4 shot in the side of the head. Couldn't quite pin him for the information, but there are, again, spaces that the T side could take. Dumao ready to go on the retrieved AWP. 3 versus 2, drop downstairs, and will there be space for paiN down here? I don't rightly know. It all depends on how this fight goes against the Lato hold. He sees them coming in, going to call for the support now as well. 35 seconds left on the clock. Will there be a peak coming in? Surely Legacy just don't give the fights until the bomb plant is committed to. And that has to be the way to play it. 1 on the right side of ramp, 1 at single door. However, though, and he's been biding his time for quite a while to deny that bomb plan. All on Lux. 3 to clutch up against. Can't even get past that second. And the game is most definitely on here, folks.
Yeah, it really has to be said that paiN look very flustered in the mid to late round. The second, you know, they go for lobby control, and even off the back of Katowice's opening kill, there is just no movement. There's no plan there. It's once again call for a freeze, and that just allows Nekiz to, as we've seen him do towards outside, this time in towards lobby, get a lot of space. But the fact that he gets a second in on towards Snow is, I think, to me, I think with the issues with the comms are coming through, and, you know, Snow a little bit late, they should have been a lot more with that pack. Another pause to be called, and without a doubt, paiN feeling the pressure right now as Chucky sort of rallies the troops. They're getting close. I'm not expecting a huge buy-in towards the next round. They might go for kind of, we see kind of the hero AK and a few upgraded pistols is a very common one. Legacy should have the much better sort of util set, firepower, all the rest. And with all the momentum they've got on their shoulders, I mean, right now, 5 rounds in a row for them. And I said I wouldn't entertain the conversation until we get towards around 12-9. Now I'm happy to entertain it because they just look considerably better than paiN at the moment.
Yeah, you are at the point where I think paiN have maybe done all of the basic ideas that they may well have. That it's like, okay, this is a nice round we like falling back on. They've obviously tried to go for that vent dive a couple times, one successfully, one unsuccessfully. So now they have to dig a bit deeper. Now paiN maybe has to come up with something on the fly, which is always the test of a good IGL. Dumao, big damage coming through from him, looking for a little bit more as the flash comes in to just buy some time for both sides, really. Knife is out, fully committed, somehow able to survive. Katowice nearly gets off the full reload, but no kills coming in from the ramp burst. And again, this is a very good sign. If you are able to win out the ecos, right? If you're able to keep things clean, it's getting out of hand now.
How does he get away with the reload there, I think, is the big thing for me. But once again, looking a little flustered, looking a little sort of on edge. I mean, diving round the corner, jumping down towards ramp. NQZ sort of lost all hope in that sense. I think he'd expended all the bullets he had. 12-10. This feels like the big one. If paiN lose this, we might be heading to what some would say is the dreaded overtime. Feels like it might be required here towards outside. paiN will find the first. They needed somebody to step up, and it's the leader, the IGO, and a flash down in towards singles. Lux wants to make a move. Latto needs to be very careful. He is exposed to 2 different angles, and it's all about the timing on the peaks of them, especially now that they know Big Azera's got outside control.
Oh, this could be big, though. Are they going to commit to this push, or is it just a hold at the hut? Barton, he fancies it, but I don't think he's been given permission, especially when they're already a man down. They're trying to look for some timing, and it is being held for, not by 1, but by 2, in fact. Trade not quite there. Overcommit certainly is from the CT side. Barton remains all alone here, and there is nothing that he can do. paiN, really well played from them in that final round. They did not let up. They were like, okay, we've had a bad run of rounds. What do we do? And instead of allowing Legacy the control and the sort of mental victories, they went back to an aggressive round, back to opening play, and it works out brilliantly right. I think they really panicked Legacy into forcing a move, and so well read by paiN. And exactly what we said, they've got to come up with something right here at the end to try and get it over the line.